Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to talk about something that I absolutely love, which is astrology and how it has really helped me as a tool in my life. I feel like as soon as you say you're into astrology, people are like so quick to judge. They're like, oh, I hate it. It's not real. It's rubbish. What is it? What was that thing? Something's in the microwave. When it's a retrograde, people are like, Venus is in the microwave or Mercury's in the microwave. I don't know. What was that? Instead of being like retrograde, they were like in the microwave. I don't know. That was funny. I've got notes. I always have notes. So the first thing I've got is astrology didn't tell me my future. It helped me understand myself. It showed me basically patterns, cycles, and things that need breaking in this lifetime. So I feel like the way I see life is we are here, we've incarnated here to have this human experience, but we are ultimately souls. That's my belief system. So I feel like we're on a constant journey of breaking cycles because we are the universe itself having an experience in this form. We're a vessel, basically. We are the universe. That's what I believe. So I think that astrology really helps break those cycles and can ultimately work as a roadmap to help you heal. It showed me why I repeat certain patterns, why love felt a certain way, why I struggle with certain emotional cycles, what I'm actually here to learn, and what I need to heal. So yeah, I feel like if you're open to it and you allow astrology to help you, and the moon, the planets, everything's shifting. One, you can use it to heal, you can use it to break cycles, you can use it to understand your relationships better with everybody around you, friends, family, partners, yourself, work, making money. It can just help you in so many ways. It's such an amazing tool. And I think that the people that get it, and the people that don't, unfortunately, don't. And then obviously they find other ways to kind of, whether they are healing or not, to kind of figure that out. And I've written here, your birth chart is not your prison, it's your roadmap. So yeah, it really has worked as a roadmap for me. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to break down my astrology. I'm doing Western astrology just for the sake of the video, but I can do the other as well if you guys want me to. And I'm basically going to talk about a few of my signs and what houses I'm in and tell you guys how that resonates with me and how that's kind of helped me and helped me understand myself. And hopefully that will inspire you guys to look into your astrology and learn a bit more about yourself maybe, or see things that might need breaking, and things like that. I do actually do readings for people, not as a career or anything. I just literally do it for fun when I'm with my friends or family. I think anyone that's close to me, I've probably done a reading for them just for fun. The whole purpose of doing that is kind of to show people in a really, really nice way where things might be a little bit challenging and then that cycle can be broken. I never go in with like an astrology reading, predicting the future. And I never, not at this point anyway. And maybe I just predicted my own future. Wow, that's profound. And also I never kind of go in and be like, oh, this is bad, and like full stop. I'll always be like, okay, so do you struggle with this? I'll say it in the nicest way possible. Or has this been an issue for you? Or are you quite intense in your love life? Scorpio moons. And then I'll be like, okay, if that's the case, then maybe, look into that a little. So yeah, that's how I've kind of learned about it myself, and that's how it's helped me. But let's get cracking with the video. So I've got my Scorpio sun, and I'm very proud of it. I feel like Scorpio gets such a bad rep. Oh my God, have you guys seen that Ryan Gosling interview where he talks about being a Scorpio? I'm inserting that right now.
I'm a Scorpio, but I don't like saying that.
Why?
Because people always go,
Why? What are Scorpios like?
They just, everyone's got this like,
Scary in a fight?
watch out. I guess I better watch out for that tail.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got that I'm intense. That can be good and bad. I'm very intense. I'm very private. So me even being on YouTube now and like being out here is like a big thing for me because I'm a very private person. Scorpio suns are deeply intuitive. That resonates. I'm very all or nothing. I'm very black and white. I struggle with the gray area. A perfect example of this is if I'm going out, I am not coming home. I want to come home at 7 a.m. even though I don't even drink. I want to go. If I'm out, I'm out. And if I'm committing to being out, I'm out. And if I'm in, and I'm like in the blanket, in the bed, and I'm not moving. And then I've got Emotionally powerful, I would say that's true. I feel like rarely things can knock me. I can't really be knocked emotionally. I feel like emotionally, I just love kind of. Do I love bad things happening? No, I don't love bad things happening. But when they happen, I'm like, yeah, we're on. Like, I love a challenge. So I'm like, I can take it, you know? And I feel like I've seen such things in this lifetime that I do like an emotional challenge, or I'm just good with it. I'm just like, oh, easy. Yeah, so I would say I'm emotionally powerful, emotionally stable, transformational. This was a big one for me. As a Scorpio sun, I think it's really important to understand that your whole life will be a huge transformation. Anyone from my high school that knew me, if they're watching this video now or any of my videos, they are probably like, that I don't know that person. And it's so true, because I'm literally not the same person. I could look back like a couple years ago and I'm not even that person, let alone who I was in high school or primary school or sixth form or uni. I feel like Scorpios are deeply, deeply, deeply transformational people. We transform in so many ways, whether it be our friendships, our relationships, ourselves, physically, the way we look, the way we speak, the way we carry ourselves. We also bring a lot of transformation into other people's lives as well. So yeah, very transformational. And that's a whole journey that just continues throughout the whole of the Scorpio sun journey. And then I've got as a bottom line, I don't do surface level. It's so true. Like I said, with the whole black and white, in or out, I'm very much like that with relationships as well. I'm either in friendship, relationship, everything, or I'm out. And when I'm out, and there's no going back in. Okay, so I've got, you are someone who either loves fully or not at all. We just went over this. It's so true. This affects my relationships, friendships, trust, and career choices. I've never been someone that can do casual energy. I feel everything deeply. It's so true. I love, but that's because my moon's in Pisces. But also, if I'm in a relationship, I am like your ride or die. I've got your back. You're my teammate, my best friend. You're an extension of me. I'm an extension of you. We are one. We're also like the best team the world has ever seen, like partners. The Scorpio sun affects my relationships because when I'm in on a relationship, I have like fully got this person's back and I'm in. With my friendships as well, I would literally dive in front of a bullet and take a bullet for my friends. I feel like anyone that knows a Scorpio knows that we're extremely loyal. We love our friends. We have their back. Our friends could be lying or showing, just doing anything, and we would be like, yeah, they're not lying. We're very loyal. But again, with the whole friendships and relationships, once we're out. Okay, then I've got trust. We don't trust easily. We don't trust other people, but it's good to know that as a Scorpio, we might not be the most trusting of our friends, of our family, of our partner, of situations, but then you have that in the back of your head all the time if you know this about yourself because of the astrology, and then you can kind of be like, okay, I know that I'm not so trusting, so maybe I should like ease into this a little bit more because I know that I have that tendency of not trusting so much. So yes, that's a good one. And then I've got the loves fully or not at all also goes for the career choices. Me personally, I have to love what I do. If I don't, then it can become really draining and tiring, and it can just become repetitive. So it's got to be like an all or nothing, like excitement, big, happy, you know, brings all the positive vibes kind of thing. And yeah, I've got here, I've never been somebody who could do casual energy. I feel everything deeply. And that brings me very nicely onto my next point, which is my Pisces moon. Anyone that I say that my moon's in Pisces, they're like, one girl held my hand and she was like, are you okay? And then I was like, I think so. So my emotional world is huge. It's huge. We are deeply sensitive souls, deeply sensitive. We're also at the end of the spectrum. We're the last sign, Pisces. So you feel all and everything of all the signs. Plus, because it's at the end, we feel ending very deeply. I'll go into things thinking that they're going to, like, thinking about the ending before that thing has even started. Like if I'm going to go live in another country, on my way to that country and I'll be thinking, oh, I'm going to leave there at some point, and I haven't even got there. Like it's not even day one and I know I'm staying for like at least 3 months, and I'll be thinking, oh, every day I'll be thinking, oh, like this is going to end. In some ways it's such a good way to think because you're more present and you're very aware of the fact that this isn't forever. I'm very aware of the fact that life is also not forever, and at some point we're not going to be here anymore. So I try and live knowing that one day this is all going to end, which is a huge jump scare for some people because people don't want to hear about, the ego doesn't want to hear about death and endings. But as a Pisces moon, we're very aware of the fact that, yeah, like this isn't forever, and yeah, it's going to end one day, and we're just here on a journey doing these lessons and ascensions, and then we're going to go, basically. Our body will go, our soul will remain forever. Eternity. Okay, then we've got I've got Pisces moon, highly intuitive, emotionally absorbent, spiritual by nature, empathetic to a fault. And then I've got, you can feel people before they speak, sense energy shifts instantly, and struggle with boundaries. And my shadow side of being a Pisces moon is that I absorb other people's energy. My lesson is to protect my energy. I guess the main point I wanted to make here is that my moon made me realize that I wasn't too sensitive. I'm just highly, highly intuitive. And I feel like it's a great thing to know, because growing up and being around all these different people and energies and situations and things that were going on, it was very easy for me to be like, oh my God, I'm so sensitive, like I can't handle this. When actually, I mean, the sun in Scorpio doesn't really allow me to say that I can't handle anything, because it makes me feel like I can handle it all, which I pretty much can, to be honest. But yeah, I am very sensitive, and my family know this. My mom knows this. She knows I'm very sensitive. I cry at movies. I get affected by things in the sense of I just feel it so deeply in that moment. But luckily for me, I've got the sun in Scorpio, so then I'm also able to just emotionally switch off from that. So I've got a good balance, but it's good for me to know these things. Like I have a very strong intuition. I can feel these things around me. So it's good for me to put physical boundaries in place. Like if I'm in a room and there's like an argument happening, I'll just walk away. It's good for me to not be around people that are too angry or too bitter or jealous, or if I see these traits in people quite quickly because I can feel it before I can even see it or they even speak, I just kind of pull myself away from them, and then I kind of go more towards the people that are light, happy, fun. I like to absorb that energy more. So it's a really good thing for me to know, and it's really helped me going forward in terms of choosing the people around me, the situations, and yeah, just not getting drained so easily, because I'm really around like fun, happy people that love life. Okay, now we're going to talk about love. So my Venus is in Sagittarius. Honestly, my Venus being in Sagittarius explains so much for me, and anyone that knows me, this might make sense. So in a relationship, I need freedom. I need freedom, freedom, freedom. I need to be able to travel, to have my own identity, to have my own job, to, I don't know, like to hang out with who I want to hang out with, to wear what I want to wear, to say what I want to say, to go where I want to go. I need full freedom. Being a Sagittarius Venus, these points that I'm going to make now are, honestly, astrology's helped me so much, because everything about this is so true, and it helps me understand what I require when I'm dating, and like what kind of person is going to work and is not going to work for me. So freedom is a big one. Honesty is a big one. I feel like Sagittarius are very to the point, so I just require straightforwardness, honest. I don't like beating around the bush. I'd rather just have like a straightforward conversation. Expansion is important for me in my love life. So whether that be on my own, within the relationship, or with my partner, for us to expand and grow together. I love being involved with someone where we're both expanding, growing, and becoming better people together. That's so important for me. I love excitement. I feel like dates for me, I love doing an activity together, going for a hike, even going to the cinema, doing some physical activity or like some kind of like new thing. So I wake up in the morning if I've got the date and I'm like, wow, like I'm so excited for this day. This is going to be such a good day. So yeah, for me in my love life, doing things together, growing together is really important. I love depth without control. I think for a Sagittarius, the worst situation we can be in is a controlling one. Any signs of a controlling partner and I'm out. It doesn't happen for me. It's not happening. No, hell no. I'm out. What I'm attracted to because of my Venus being in Sagittarius is strong minds. I love a strong person, someone that has their own beliefs, someone that's strong in their own energy, knows what they want out of life, doing their thing, working, is like rooted, grounded, anchored in, and knows what they want in life. That I find so attractive. I love being independent, like I already said, but I love a partner that's also very independent. I want them to have their own thing going on, have their own goals, have their own dreams, be financially stable and be earning, just know what they want out of life and be like a go-getter. I do not want to be with somebody that is kind of like unsure about what they want. I find that really unattractive. To me, like that's a bit of a sign of like weakness. So that's personally just not what I find attractive. Oh, then I've got people from different worlds and cultures. I find that very attractive. As a Venus Sagittarius, it's very nice for me to be involved with someone that brings something different to the table, kind of like learn and explore that as well. And yeah, I find that more attractive than I'd rather like venture out, something a little bit different about them. Personally, I find that more attractive, like they've lived in another country or are well traveled or have these experiences from a different world. Basically, I find that very attractive so that they can like teach me things and show me things. And then I'm attracted to adventure. And I think this goes in really nicely with what I was saying about dates. I like to go on dates where we're doing something and it's like an adventure, an activity. I find that really fun. Okay, and then I've got, my lesson here would be freedom without emotional avoidance. Yeah, that's really important for a Sagittarius. Be very involved in the relationship, but also be free and be able to spread your wings and fly. So my last point for this is I learned I wasn't afraid of commitment. I was afraid of losing myself. And I think for a Venus Sagittarius, it is very important to distinguish the difference between being non-committal and like just running away from any commitment, because that can happen. We can be non-committal, to being in a relationship, being in a healthy relationship and just remaining grounded in the relationship and just not losing yourself. And I feel like once as a Venus Sagittarius, you can kind of find that balance, then you're good. Okay, then I've got Libra rising, and I've written a quote here saying people often meet my face before they meet me. And that is so true for a Libra rising. It is giving beauty, elegance, strong aesthetic energy, people noticing you immediately, being diplomatic, and also being extremely charming. So those are all things that come with a Libra rising. And I think in this instance, with my Libra rising, the things that I was able to highlight by knowing that I'm a Libra rising, I've been able to kind of lean into a little bit more to help me in my life, my career, my relationships and things like that. I've really in this lifetime understood what it means to be a Libra rising, and I've used everything about my Libra rising in my favor. For example, even being a model, doing things in that realm is very Libra rising, because Libras are very much into aesthetic, perfume, beauty, cosmetics, things like that. So I'm literally in the right industry. Being a Libra rising means that people do project a lot onto me. I have this diplomatic energy because we have this like mediator energy, calm presence, where it's like, okay, I can see your point and I understand why you're like that, but I can also see your point and I can understand why you're like that. That's the way my mind works. I feel like in any situation, in any argument, like 9 times out of 10, I can definitely see both sides of the argument. But what happens with that is when people understand that you are so open-minded, you are into like justice and balancing, and you're a great mediator and you're quite calm, then what happens is if they're angry about something or they have the energy, the negative energy, that can kind of get projected onto us because we are so neutral, I guess. So yeah, I'm very aware of other people's emotions and I kind of do not allow people to project that onto me. Or if people do, I kind of draw a line in my own head, and I know it's a projection. And I feel like being a Libra rising, 99 times out of 100, when people are speaking to me, it's a projection. So I literally do not listen to what people are saying. And I'm just like, nah, they're projecting. They're projecting again. Next sentence, they're projecting again. And that's how I live my life. My shadow would be seeking validation externally. Yes, with the Libra rising, we have the whole aesthetic thing going on. So obviously your aesthetics, the way you look, all those things that I talked about, cosmetics, perfumes, makeup, all those things, it's all outside of yourself. So seeking external validation is a big thing that kind of needs to be crossed. And me learning about me being a Libra rising, I've learned to kind of pull out of that a little bit more instead of leaning into it and be like, actually, I need to find all of that beauty inside myself, and that's what I'll carry forward with me to my next lifetime. And you know, when I'm older and I don't have the things that maybe I have right now, like my looks, my age, physical things around me that could be taken, like my luxuries, that could all go. And then if I don't have them, I need to have found it internally. So that's definitely something that I think I've got down. But it was good for me to understand that that came with being a Libra rising. So I've been able to cancel that out and find inner beauty. The biggest lesson I've written here is self-worth from within. Yeah. So we went over that. It's definitely true. Yeah. So now I want to talk about Vedic astrology and the deeper karma. So Vedic astrology basically is karma, or as we say in Hindi, karma, just a different way of saying it. So Vedic asks, what did your soul come here to learn? Not what is your personality. I feel like Vedic for me is a lot deeper. My personal karmic themes in this lifetime, all the things that I've learned from my astrology, by the way, are learning boundaries. My soul lesson is to stop overgiving. I'm likely to attract emotionally unavailable people, to rescue people, to overextend myself, and to confuse love with sacrifice. My lesson is to love without self-abandonment, and that is very important to me. Another thing that I've learned from my astrology that I have to do in this lifetime is to break relationship cycles. My chart strongly suggests that I repeat emotional patterns until I consciously break them. Examples are choosing intensity over peace, confusing chemistry with compatibility, staying too long in relationships where they should have ended a long time ago, and trying to heal the other person. That could be romantic relationships, that could be friends, family. Constantly, I can see through my astrology that I'm always trying to heal everyone when actually that might not be my problem. My lesson is choosing peace over emotional addiction, and that is like a huge topic for me. I feel like in this lifetime, one thing I've learned from my astrology, which is massive, is that I've always got to choose peace, and that is a way of showing myself that I love myself. But yeah, choosing peace over emotional addiction. And honestly, right now, I feel like I've hit the peak of that, where I'm just so happy in my life. Everything's amazing. I'm so happy within. I found a lot of inner peace. I found external peace. I'm just very peaceful. So I feel like that has come from me choosing it again and again and again, walking away from people, situations, self-sabotaging, overthinking and things like that. Just me breaking all those cycles little by little myself. And then I've got, I think, good questions to ask yourself if you're trying to get into astrology, and after looking at it and kind of assessing your astrology, why do I keep choosing this? It is a good question. Instead of why does this keep happening to me? Yeah, so you could go through certain things in life that just keep reoccurring again and again and again. And I think the wider question is, why am I choosing this instead of why is this happening to me? And to take back the control. And I feel like astrology shines light on things that then allows you to understand that you're actually choosing it and it's not happening to you. So for example, it could be like, that person always chooses unavailable men. So instead of that being the thing of that person always chooses unavailable men, it could become that they're drawn to emotionally intense men because that feels familiar, because some light has been put on the fact that it could be that you are really into emotionally intense situations, an emotionally intense relationship, and emotionally intense men, that actually it's not that you're always choosing unavailable men, you're just choosing men that are emotionally intense or situations because the emotional intensity feels familiar. So that awareness on that thing can change things and can stop you from basically making those choices. So yeah, that's a nice little example that I wanted to end this on. I feel like this was really fun to break down my sun, my moon, and my Venus, and my rising. And yeah, maybe I'll do some more of my houses soon. I just love astrology. I feel like that quote of astrology does not make millionaires, it makes billionaires. I feel like if you get it, you get it. You can use it in so many ways to help you with your business, your relationships, and your own journey. Yeah, on that note, I will see you guys later. I'm gonna go watch the MJ movie now. I'm so excited. Loved him. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.